Good day. Today we are going through the identity and the inverse. First, let's have a look at the identity. The identity is a number that does not affect our original number. Let's look at an example. Suppose we have to find the identity of 9 when doing addition. So what is the identity of 9 when doing addition? The identity has to be a number that does not affect our original number. So the identity cannot affect our original number, which is 9. 9 plus the identity should give us back 9. The identity should not affect the original number. So 9 plus what gives us 9? 9 plus 0 gives us 9. The identity of any number when doing addition or subtraction is always 0. 12 minus 0 gives us back the original number, 12. So the identity is a number that does not affect our original number. The identity when doing addition and subtraction is always 0. Suppose we are asked to find the identity when doing multiplication. 14 multiplied by the identity should give us back the original number, 14. So 14 multiplied by what gives us 14? 14 multiplied by 1 gives us 14. The identity of any number when doing multiplication or division is always 1. 16 divided by 1 gives us back the original number, 16. So the identity when doing multiplication and division is always 1. The identity for addition and subtraction is always going to be 0, and the identity for multiplication and division is always going to be 1. Next, let's have a look at the inverse. The inverse is a number that cancels our original number. Let's look at an example. Suppose we are asked to find the inverse of 9 when doing subtraction. The inverse is a number that cancels our original number. What number can cancel our original number, which is 9, and leave us with 0? 9 minus the inverse should leave us with 0, since the inverse cancels our original number. So what number cancels 9? 9. The inverse of a number when doing subtraction is the original number. 9 minus 9 leaves us with 0. In other words, this 9 cancels the first. What is the inverse of 12 when doing addition? The inverse has to cancel our original number. Our original number is 12. What can cancel this positive 12, leaving us with 0? The answer here is negative 12. 12 plus negative 12 leaves us with 0. In other words, the number which cancels our original number is negative 12. The inverse of a number when doing addition is the number in negative form. The inverse when doing subtraction is the original number. Again, the inverse is a number that cancels our original number. Well, let's look at the inverse when doing multiplication. The inverse when doing multiplication is a number that multiplies to equal 1. Let's look at an example. Suppose we are asked to find the inverse of 5 when doing multiplication. The inverse of a number when doing multiplication is called the multiplicative inverse. It is also known as the reciprocal. So they can ask us to find the multiplicative inverse, or they can ask us to find the reciprocal. It means the same thing. The inverse when doing multiplication is a number that multiplies to give us 1. When we apply the multiplicative inverse to a number, the answer should always equal to 1. So what multiplied by 5 gives us 1? The steps to finding the reciprocal of any number are as follows. First, we convert the number to a fraction. How can we convert 5 to a fraction? To convert any whole number to a fraction, we place it over a denominator of 1. So 5 converted to a fraction becomes 5 over 1. The second step to finding the reciprocal is that we flip the fraction. So to find the reciprocal, all we must do is flip this fraction. So when we flip this fraction, it becomes 1 over 5. 1 over 5 is our reciprocal. So let's test it out. 5 multiplied by 1 over 5 does give us back 1. The steps to finding the reciprocal of any number are that we first convert the number to a fraction and then flip that fraction. Remember, the multiplicative inverse is a number that multiplies to equal 1. So when the multiplicative inverse is applied to a number, our answer must always be 1. And these are the steps to finding the multiplicative inverse, also known as the reciprocal. Right? So let's recap the topics covered. The inverse when doing addition is the original number in negative form. The inverse when doing subtraction is just the original number. The definition for the inverse is a number that cancels our original number. We also did the identity, and the identity is a number that does not affect our original number. When the identity is applied, we should always end up back with our original number, unchanged. So the identity never affects the original number when it is applied. The identity when doing addition and subtraction is always 0. The identity when doing multiplication and division is always 1. These are the main concepts we learned today, the identity and the inverse, and we looked at how they function under different operations. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.